welcome to the Know-It-All for January 23rd. I'm Meg Turney, and this week I've got a metric ton of Microsoft news, WoW and Elder Scrolls freebies, and the beginnings of Rapture. Seriously. As always, I'll be running through everything really quickly, so if you want any more details on a particular story, just click the annotation and you'll go to the full update. Alright, let's do the damn thing and get started with video games. There was a lot of freebie news in games this week. First, the discovery that Blizzard had begun quietly shipping out hefty replicas of the signature orc statue that stands on their California campus to players who'd had an account for 10 years. Now, to be eligible for the goods, you had to have an account within 60 days of the game's release and have to have kept that subscription uninterrupted for the last 10 years. One fan calculated that that would make the statue's actual price somewhere around $1,800, which is absolutely worth it. In other freebie news, Bethesda announced this week that Elder Scrolls Online would go free-to-play when it's re-released as Elder Scrolls Tamriel Unlimited in March for PC and Mac, and in June for Xbox One and PS4. Now, of course, they don't want you to put your wallet away completely. You can now pay for ESO Plus accounts, which give you crowns and various buffs depending on how long your subscription period is, because hey, you gotta have fun, but you also have to pay. It wasn't all happy fun times in the world of video games this week. A city in the Philippines has banned Dota from being played within its city limits. The ban stems from an incident late last year in which two teams were fatally stabbed after a fight broke out over the game. Now, I'm not sure what the Tagalog word for overreaction is, but if you know it, put it in right here. In Destiny news, hard mode for Crota's End was released this week, and within just a couple of hours, several teams had already stomped right through it. The first group, the One and Done clan, took just 27 minutes to finish it. Another group of Guardians called Wreck Nation were in the top 3 finishers, and according to one of their members, were the first group not to cheese through it. Shots most definitely fired. Microsoft unveiled a world of announcements this week, some of which I'll get to a little later in tech, but on the gaming front, they had a few things to share. The first being that Windows 10 will feature an Xbox app that will allow those who bounce between potatoes and PCs to control their Xbox One from their PC, stream games from it, and also that cross-play functionality would allow PC and Xbox users to finally join together in harmony. It's never gonna happen, but wouldn't it be lovely? Minecraft made a cameo at Microsoft's presser as part of the unveiling look at their new AR headset, Microsoft HoloLens. In the demo shown, a man is wearing HoloLens and is able to manipulate, create, and destroy Minecraft blocks in his living room, even virtually blowing up one of his walls to showcase a spectacular view of the game's world on the other side. Now, of course, the technology isn't there just yet, but Microsoft did tease that the HoloLens would be released within the Windows 10 timeframe. So bring on the ridiculous eyewear. I am so ready to assimilate. Speaking of the HoloLens and all its promised potential, this week on The Patch, Gus Ryan and I discussed any future VR tech we put on our face and what we do with it. Basically, we'd be putting poop in places it doesn't belong. If esports is more your thing, this week on the leaderboard, we discussed more drama in the Counter-Strike world. This time, match fixing is going on, and everybody's pretty pissed about it. Let's move on to movies and TV. George Lucas says he originally had ideas for Star Wars 7, and those ideas were brutally rebuffed. Lucas says he pitched and successfully sold his Episode 7 idea to Disney back in 2012, but the concept has since been pushed aside for The Force Awakens as we know it now, which was penned by Lawrence Kasdan and J.J. Abrams. This is the first Star Wars film Lucas isn't directly involved with, which might sound kind of jarring, but Misa, remember what you did with the prequels, and I'm happy somebody else is getting a crack at it. In addition to Twin Peaks' triumphant return to television next year, we may also be getting back one of the greatest sci-fi series of all time, The X-Files. Fox's head honchos confirmed that they were in talks to bring the series back, and that the show creator Chris Carter and the show's 2 stars, Gillian Anderson and David Duchovny, Mr. Dreamboat, were all on board. The truth is out there, guys, and I want to believe. All right, let's keep this sci-fi kick going with science and tech news. A Japanese construction firm announced this week that they're hoping to pull an Andrew Ryan on us by building the world's first underwater city. The structure would be called the Ocean Spiral and would reportedly derive all the energy needed to run it from the seabed. I'd say I look forward to moving in, but you know what? I played that game, guys, and it doesn't go well for the people living there. Microsoft unveiled one hell of a monster display at their event this week. The Surface Hub features an 84-inch touch display, built-in sensors, cameras, speakers, microphone, Bluetooth, and NFC capabilities. It'll allow users to take Skype calls, share presentations, make notes directly on those presentations, and then access it again later on PC, tablet, or Windows mobile devices. So brace yourselves, guys. A plethora of dicks on important PowerPoints are coming your way. In a move that should please PC users who are sick of paying for upgrades, Microsoft announced that Windows 10 would be free for its first year of release for those running Windows 7 or 8.1. Now, if you're back on XP, no dice for you. Sorry. They also announced that Cortana would be the OS's digital assistant, leaving that pesky, shitty little paperclip unemployed once and for all. She'll be able to set appointment reminders, search hard drives for you, and there's no word yet on whether or not she has a 7-year lifespan, but keep your eyes open for rampancy just in case. That's all for this episode of The Know-It-All. For more awesome RT content, be sure you check out the podcast on Monday, the patch on Wednesday, and a live stream of this show every Friday at 1 p.m. Central Time for sponsors, or tune into our regular updates over on The Know. Have a good weekend, guys. Heart you!